On August 9, 1986, Freddie Mercury took the stage one last time despite his doctor's warnings. His voice was failing, and during Who Wants to Live Forever, a fan's life ended in the crowd. What happened next shocked everyone, from John Deacon's outburst to Freddie's sudden disappearance after the show. Freddie was born on September 5, 1946, in Zanzibar to Parsi parents who practiced Zoroastrianism. Born with 4 extra teeth, he believed this gave him his unique 4-octave vocal range. Growing up surrounded by African, Arab, and Indian cultures deeply influenced his music. At 17, Freddie's family fled Zanzibar during the violent 1964 revolution, moving to England after years in India. As a child in India, he attended St. Peter's boarding school, where he started calling himself Freddie and discovered his passion for music. Encouraged by a teacher, he formed his first band, the Hectics, at just 12. Freddie loved blending Western rock with Bollywood influences, inspired by singers like Lata Mangeshkar. After moving to England, he studied art and graphic design at Isleworth Polytechnic and Ealing Art College, eventually using those skills to create Queen's iconic logo. While working odd jobs, Freddie met Tim Staffel, whose band Smile included Brian May and Roger Taylor. Freddie became friends with them and contributed ideas that laid the foundation for Queen. In 1970, when Tim left Smile, Freddie stepped in as the new lead singer and suggested renaming the band Queen for its grand and powerful vibe. Their first concert under the new name was a charity event that June. They still needed a bassist, and in 1971, John Deacon joined. Around this time, Freddie adopted the last name Mercury, inspired by a lyric from a song he wrote, "Mother Mercury, look what they've done to me." Queen's early years were tough. Their debut album in 1973 barely made a dent, and their second, Queen II, 1974, didn't do much better. But everything changed with their third album, Sheer Heart Attack, which featured Killer Queen. The song soared to number 2 in the UK and brought Queen their first real hit. Freddie wrote Killer Queen in an unusual way, starting with lyrics instead of music. The song's story of a high society prostitute and Brian May's clever guitar solo, played with a 6-pence coin, made it stand out. Still, the band nearly cut it from the album because Roger Taylor worried it sounded too light. Then came Bohemian Rhapsody in 1975. Recorded over 3 weeks with 180 overdubs, it was the most expensive song ever made at the time. The track was unlike anything else, a mix of ballad, opera, and hard rock. EMI executives wanted it shortened for radio, but Queen refused. Their manager secretly gave it to DJ Kenny Everett, who played it non-stop for a weekend. The song exploded, topping the UK charts for 9 weeks and becoming an anthem worldwide. After Freddie's death, it topped the charts again and sold millions, thanks in part to the movie Wayne's World. Queen also revolutionized music videos. The simple but iconic Bohemian Rhapsody video, shot in just 4 hours, set a new standard for creativity and production. After Hot Space came out, Queen toured, but by late 1982, tensions boiled over. Brian May later admitted, "We hated each other for a while." During the recording of the works in 1984, things got worse. Brian even left the studio to think about quitting, and John Deacon shocked everyone by suddenly disappearing to Bali. Freddie joked about it, singing Bali High from South Pacific, but trouble wasn't just inside the band. In 1984, Queen played in apartheid South Africa's Sun City, sparking outrage. They were banned by the Musicians Union and criticized by the UN. Even at a 1985 Rio concert, the crowd booed them. Freddie's manager, Paul Prenter, stirred chaos, with Brian May refusing to even say his name in interviews. Everything changed on July 13, 1985, at Live Aid. Despite vocal problems, Freddie and Queen delivered an iconic 21-minute set, including Bohemian Rhapsody and Radio Gaga, with Freddie leading a massive crowd clap that became legendary. Over 1.9 billion people watched. Backstage, Elton John told them, "You bastards, you stole the show." The performance reignited their career. They began working on A Kind of Magic in 1985, the soundtrack for Highlander. The title track's original movie version was changed by Freddie, upsetting Roger Taylor. Brian May wrote Who Wants to Live Forever after seeing a movie scene, adding an 80-piece orchestra for dramatic effect. In 1986, Queen launched the Magic Tour, their biggest ever. They played 26 shows across 9 European countries in 8 weeks. The stage was massive, 160 feet wide with 2 long walkways, a 20-foot video screen needing its own generator, and a sound system so loud it disturbed nearby villages. On August 9, 1986, Freddie walked onto the stage at Knebworth Park at 6:41 p.m., unaware it would be his last live performance with Queen. The crowd of 120,000 roared as One Vision kicked off. Freddie wore his famous white tank top and tight jeans, looking confident despite his inflamed throat. His doctor had warned him not to perform, but Freddie refused to let his fans down. As Freddie sang "One Man, One Goal, One Mission," his voice cracked, but the crowd didn't mind. The band had a backup set list, worried he might struggle with harder songs, but Freddie proved them wrong. During Under Pressure, his voice cracked on a high note, so he turned to the crowd and had them sing along, making the moment unforgettable. At 8:03 p.m., they played Who Wants to Live Forever, one of the night's most emotional moments. The lyrics felt personal, as if Freddie was singing about his own life. Then at 8:17 p.m., Freddie performed Bohemian Rhapsody, one of Queen's toughest songs. He even sang the operatic parts live, hitting a high note he hadn't attempted in years. The crowd went wild. Freddie Mercury's final live performance ended with We Are the Champions and God Save the Queen at 9:02 p.m. Backstage before the show, bassist John Deacon, overwhelmed, threw his bass but still performed brilliantly. Tragically, fan Michael Jennings died during the concert from an undiagnosed heart condition, leading to stricter safety rules. After the show, Freddie left quickly, troubled by a doctor's call. Backstage, he admitted, "I don't know if I can do this," and later told Roger Taylor, "I think I've given it my all." The band felt it was the end of an era. Freddie's personal life was complex. He loved Mary Austin, who remained his close friend after he came out as gay. He also had a long relationship with Jim Hutton. Growing up when being gay was illegal, Freddie struggled with his sexuality and public image, often avoiding direct answers. He was also an art lover. He kept his AIDS diagnosis secret for years after learning he had HIV in 1987, revealing it publicly just one day before his death. Despite his illness, he completed Queen's 1990 album Innuendo and gave a powerful final performance at the Brit Awards. He died peacefully from AIDS-related pneumonia on November 24, 1991, aged 45. After his death, Freddie's music soared, with Queen's Made in Heaven selling over 20 million copies. His legacy lives on as one of music's greatest icons. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.